a total and complete disaster in eastern Westmoreland, and this is a cry for help.
It is in the interest of the government to have the highest level of transparency in what we do. There is no victory for JLP communities to have food and PNP communities not.
So the helicopter came. There was total chaos down there. What I can tell you is that before the helicopter came, the former MP and his team was there with trucks and stuff. There are videos of everything being loaded basically in those things. So the thing you're trying to avoid by not politicizing it, it actually played out today.
So welcome again to all my viewers to another vlog. You're tuning into On The Views. And in this one, viewers, what you're seeing on your screen right now is some scenes, some aerial views of Westmoreland. And this is not the first time, or third, or second, or fourth. I always hear people crying out for Westmoreland. And I don't know if it has been falling on deaf ears, but viewers, judging from the scenes of Westmoreland, it isn't different from the scene of St. Elizabeth. Trust me, in a Westmoreland mashup, and I think it's in Westmoreland most of the deceased persons were found. Yeah, viewers, but right now, yesterday in Parliament, Dr. Dayton Campbell, we can see where he really felt it, and trust me, we can see him got hard. Even the speaker trying to rush him one time, and I tell him to just ask him question. And I swear, you can see it in this man's face. Say, yo, him not run no joke and him serious with him thing. Yeah, viewers, me I go share this. And also, Dwayne Vaz, yeah man, a MP also of Westmoreland. He defeated George Wright. He's saying that Mr. Wright hijacked the hurricane relief from him, which is the MP, and he was the one that knew about it, but he's saying that he didn't know that Mr. Wright had intentions of hijacking the hurricane relief. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to play this video, but before I do so, if you reach this far and like this one as yet, please to do so. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please to do so.
I guess when a politician is saying something, people naturally think it's political because it's coming from a politician.
Member, just straight to the question. Madam Speaker, please. I have a mother that is in St. Anne. I don't have one in here. Member,
right?
question, please.
Don't do that.
Straight to the question, member.
I am simply trying to set the context of what I'm saying by saying that nothing that I have to say here is politically motivated. My first question, because I think we have to learn from what we do. My first question, in the preparation for the hurricane, when the initial allocation was made of $200 million, we were told that some of us constituencies were not included in that allocation of $200 million. We raised concerns because the system was bigger than the country, several times bigger, and clearly would have affected every parish. Looking at what happened, where Westmoreland was told that we're not a priority, and landfall was made in eastern Westmoreland, do we think that we have the appropriate mechanism in place to make the allocations for impending weather events like this?
Good question. Good question. Good question.
Idea, an accurate count of the number of deaths that have occurred in Jamaica.
No.
Because based on my count from my own constituency, in the Darliston Division, there are 12. In the Leamington Division, 4. Betheltown Division, 2. And 7 in the White House Division, which is giving me 25. So do we have an accurate count as to the number of deaths that have taken place in the country? Eastern Westmoreland is where landfall was made. A Category 5 hurricane, the eye of it, so that carries the eye wall, went across the constituency, starting in New Hope to Darliston to Betheltown, and then over into South St. James. Total devastation and destruction along the entire constituency. Do we believe that enough personnel from ministries, departments, and agencies have been mobilized for a constituency like this, which is in fact the actual ground zero of the hurricane? Madam Speaker, I have nothing but concern for the people that I represent. I don't care who they voted for. Not my concern at this time. I'm talking about the people and how they are currently living. Anybody who doubts what I am saying, take a trip for yourself. And if it doesn't cause you to have tears, then you are not human. Anybody that doubts what I'm saying, take a trip for yourself. If you think that I am just here grandstanding, take a trip for yourself and have a look at the situation. It is a total and complete disaster in Eastern Westmoreland, and this is a cry for help.
Distribution of the food packages. I know the Prime Minister stated earlier in his presentation that there is no intent from the government to have any unfair or politicize anything. But there was a situation today in Westmoreland, and even after I spoke to the minister, the minister reached out to me this morning to let me know that an helicopter was coming down with food supplies from the ministry. And after the helicopter came, there was total chaos down there. What I can tell you is that before the helicopter came, the former MP and his team was there with trucks and stuff. There are videos of everything being loaded basically in those things. So the thing you're trying to avoid by not politicizing it actually played out today. The minister had no part in it based on my conversations with him because he directly spoke to me. And I had a team who went there. But the staff, I don't know where the communication came from. But what we realized happened that somebody obviously communicated with the former member of parliament. I am not there obviously today because I'm here. And what really happened is that distribution today has now been labeled as being political, because everybody who went there would have seen that form of politics being played out today. So what we're trying to avoid, just as what you said, actually played out in central Westmoreland today. So what I'm asking is, going forward, how do we decide on how we do this type of distribution? Because if you go to one place and everybody comes there, there's going to be chaos. So naturally, if a helicopter is coming, one, you're going to need enough police and soldier presence there. And what we would want to know is that we ensure that the coordination is there, where we know exactly what is coming, where we're going to collect it. So if the MP is in charge, we will coordinate with the local team at the ministry, at the NIS office. We'll speak to the manager, for example, work out the way how we'll distribute. Because somebody has to lead it. And in this case, you have to trust the member of parliament to say we're not going to send it only to PNP communities, but we are Jamaicans, and we will be distributing it equally across every community that we know needs assistance. So we have no problem in working out all of those things, but we don't want what happened today to ever happen again, because, as I said, it left a bitter taste in the mouths of many of the citizens. Persons have been calling me since I've been here. I'm always on the phone, people texting me, asking me, what is really happening here? Because, as I said, what would have showed up today, it would seem as if the former MP, who is now the caretaker, was the person who was in charge today on spot for the distribution of the items. And we don't want that to be in the thoughts of the people, because we know that is supposed to be the case. So going forward, I'm asking, how are we going to do these things differently?
So again, we reach the end of another video, viewers. And please, I'm asking you to subscribe and like this one. Tune into On The Views.
On the Views.